Hey everyone, welcome back to English Medium. I'm Ria Sharma, your host and resident language coach. Today we're tackling a huge blocker for upper intermediate learners, how to stop translating in your head and actually start thinking in English. With me is my good friend Arjun Mehta, polyglot, content creator, and someone who used to translate everything word for word. Arjun, hey!
Hey, Ria. Thanks for having me. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I remember that trap, translating every sentence like I was carrying a tiny dictionary in my head. It felt slow, frustrating, but it changed, and I want to share how.
Perfect. So, quick note for our listeners, this episode is aimed at B2 learners. You already have grammar and vocabulary, but your inner voice often defaults to your native language. That's totally normal. Today, we'll explain why that happens and give practical, daily techniques to train your mind to think directly in English. Ready?
Ready, let's go.
Ready. Let's go. First, a reality check. Your brain's default language is not a bad thing. It's your emotional home base. Your first language holds your memories, your identity, your comfort. So, of course, the mind reaches for it when thinking quickly or under stress. That default is wired in.
Exactly. And I want to add the four-step translation loop. This is something I explain to my followers. Step 1, you perceive something, like seeing a dog. Step 2, you think the concept in your native language, a dog. Step 3, you translate that concept into English, a dog. Step 4, you speak. The loop takes time and energy. You need to cut out steps 2 and 3 to be faster.
And when I say cut out, I don't mean erase your native language. That's impossible and unnecessary. We're teaching the brain a shortcut. When you see the dog, think dog in English directly without passing through your first language. Simple in idea, but hard in practice, because our emotions and memory pathways are already tied to L1.
Right. And another reason it's hard? Perfectionism. People try to think in perfect, grammatically correct sentences. But real inner speech is messy. Even native speakers have fragments, incomplete sentences, and filler words. If you expect polished speech in your head, you'll stall.
So the mindset shift is crucial, which brings us to our next segment, the mindset shift. Arjun, tell me how you convinced yourself to embrace imperfect internal speech.
I used a small experiment. I told myself, for 2 weeks, I'll allow my inner voice to be clumsy. No judgment, no grammar checks. I would narrate my life like a child would. I eat, I walk, car fast, terrible grammar. But I did it, and my brain stopped pausing to edit everything. That loosened the filter.
Yes, treat your mind as a playground, not a classroom. Play, experiment, make noise. Internal monologue is for practice. You can always edit later when you speak to someone or write. Also, repeat after me. Mistakes are data. They tell you what to fix. They're not evidence you can't.
Absolutely. And a quick myth buster, thinking in English doesn't mean losing your native identity. You're adding a tool. You're not becoming someone else. You're just training another neural pathway.
Great point. Okay, technique 1, live commentary. This is one of my favorites because it's easy, practical, and you can do it anywhere. The idea is to narrate what you're doing in English out loud or silently as if you were a sports commentator for your life.
Oh, I love this. I call it the narrator mode. I do it when I cook, when I walk, when I'm waiting for the kettle, chopping onions, red onion, put oil, sizzle. Little, simple sentences. Your brain begins to link actions directly to English phrases.
Exactly. Practice. Right now, listeners, narrate the next 5 minutes of whatever you're doing. Say it out loud. If you're walking, left foot, right foot, blue car. If you're making tea, boil water, tea bag and cup. Wait, don't worry about grammar. Use simple words. The repetition builds direct association.
And do this publicly sometimes, in safe places. I did it on a train once. People looked at me, but the practice was priceless. Also, narrating emotions works. I feel tired. I'm a little hungry. This is cozy. That helps with the emotional vocabulary too.
Short tip. Use present tense as much as possible. It's immediate and reduces mental translation time. I am walking is easier than I will be walking when you're actually walking. Present tense trains your brain for live conversation.
And introduce small variations. Add colors, textures, smells. Instead of apple, try red apple, crisp, sweet. You're strengthening the English image link.
Which leads perfectly into technique two. Think in pictures, not translations. The goal here is to connect English words directly to images, sensations, or actions, bypassing your native word.
I used to translate bridge from my language to English every single time, until I stopped. One exercise that helped was labeling things visually in my home. Little sticky notes with English words and a quick doodle. After a week, my brain said bridge when I saw a bridge, not the translated word.
Try an exercise. Pick 10 objects in your room. For each item, close your eyes and imagine it. Don't think the word in your first language. Picture it. Now, name it in English. If a word is missing, describe it. A long wooden thing cars go over. That description practice is gold.
Listeners, one trick I use is talking to objects. I'll point and say, you, lamp, are bright. It sounds silly, but it creates that direct link. The brain loves repetition and odd context. We remember weird things better.
Also, use sensory anchors. When you learn spicy, imagine the burn on your tongue. Connect the English adjective to that sensation. That helps you recall the word without translation.
Okay, technique 3. Talk to yourself out loud. This is a step up from silent narration. Speaking aloud engages motor memory and pronunciation. Your mouth, brain, and ears cooperate. It forces the brain to build fluency faster.
Yes, and do the explain it game. Pick a simple everyday thing, like how to tie a shoelace, and explain it out loud to an imaginary friend. Cross lace A over B, pull tight, make loop. Use simple verbs. If you don't know a word, describe it. You don't have to stop.
I do this in front of the mirror sometimes. Weird at first, but so effective. When you hear your own voice, you start to trust it. You notice patterns and vocabulary gaps you can then focus on.
A quick technique inside this, shadowing. Play a short English audio clip, maybe a 30-second news bit or a YouTube creator, and speak right after them, copying rhythm and intonation. Shadowing trains natural phrasing, which helps your inner voice sound more English-like.
And don't forget filler words. Native speakers use them. Embrace a few English fillers while thinking. It reduces the pressure to be perfect and keeps the flow. Fillers are tools, not flaws.
Now, inevitably, listeners will hit a wall. Your brain will go blank. Segment 7, when your brain hits a wall. Arjun, give us a real-world example of a wall moment and how you climbed over it.
Sure. I remember being at a party and my mind froze. I'd been narrating and practicing, but in the social pressure, I reverted to translation. My trick? Drop to simple English. Cave mode. Short, clear sentences. I like music. You play guitar? Cool. It's honest and it keeps conversation moving.
Yes. Another tactic, use physical movement. Stand up, gesture, walk around. Movement helps dislodge the block. Also, use placeholder words. If you can't find subway, say underground train or big city train. Don't stop the flow hunting for a perfect word.
And a mental reset. Take 3 deep breaths and label them in English. Breathe in, breathe out, calm. That tiny practice gives you space and reminds your brain of the English channel.
If your mind repeatedly reverts to translation in stressful moments, create a safety phrase in English you can use to buy time. Something like, let me think, or that's interesting. Say it out loud or silently. It prevents your brain from collapsing into native language autopilot.
Good one. And when you're really stuck, switch to what I call language triage. Simplify meaning. If you can't remember a detective, say a police person who solves crimes. Convey meaning first.
Moving on, design your English environment. You can't expect brain training without changing the environment to support it. Small, consistent nudges make a big difference.
My list of practical tweaks: change your phone to English, follow English-speaking creators who match your interests, use English subtitles not just for reading but to train hearing, and join one online group where you post in English regularly, even if it's just one sentence a day.
Add to that, label things in your home with sticky notes in English. Create a mini immersion hour each day. 20 minutes of only English, reading, listening, or narrating. Swap one playlist to English music. Make your environment the friendly coach that reminds you, think English now.
Also, design social cues. Tell a friend or language partner, from 7 to 7:30, we only English chat. Having accountability helps your brain take the practice seriously.
Now, let's do a short active segment, a guided 5-minute practice you can follow easily while doing something simple. Listeners, if you can, stand up and pick a small object nearby. Ready? Okay, we'll go step by step.
Step 1. Look at the object. Don't name it yet. Close your eyes and picture it for 5 seconds. Now open your eyes and say the word in English, out loud. If you can't, describe it. Small, plastic, blue. Good.
Step 2. Narrate your actions with the object. I pick up the blue pen. The pen is light. I write a note. Keep it simple. If you want to add emotion, I like the pen. It feels smooth. Say this out loud.
Step 3. Ask a question in English about the object. Why do I like this pen? Does it write fast? Where did I buy it? Then answer in English. If you get stuck, use simple words or gestures.
Great. That's 5 minutes of direct English thinking and speaking tied to a visual anchor. Do this 3 times a day with different objects and watch your inner voice gradually switch channels.
Okay, segment 9, word tour. We promised a vocabulary deep dive with key terms we mentioned. Ria, let's review them slowly and give a quick example sentence for each.
Perfect. First word, default. Example, my brain's default during stress is my native language. Second, wired. My routine is wired to translate. Third, autopilot. In conversation, I sometimes go on autopilot.
Fourth, drain. Translating drains mental energy. Fifth, fluency. Fluency means fast, automatic use of language. Sixth, detour. Translation is a detour between thought and speech. Eighth, fragment. Think in fragments, not full speeches. Eighth, placeholder. Use a placeholder word when you forget a vocabulary word. Say them with me once more. Default, wired, autopilot, drain, fluency, detour, fragment, placeholder.
Nice. Each of those words can be your mini goals. For example, reduce detours, lower the drain, increase fluency.
And practically, track one word a day. Use it in narration 5 times. Today's word is autopilot. My mind goes on autopilot when I'm tired. Repetition helps cement usage.
All right, wrapping up, summary, and final motivational push. The main points: 1. Your brain defaults to your native language because of emotion and habit. 2. Thinking in English is a skill you can train. 3. Start small, accept messiness, and practice daily techniques. Live commentary, thinking in pictures, and talking out loud. 4. Design your environment to support you.
And the big message? Consistency beats intensity. 10 minutes a day, every day, over 6 months will change your internal monologue more than one intense weekend. Be patient with the brain. It loves patterns and repetition.
Homework assignment? Tonight, narrate your evening in English for 15 minutes. Start from when you get home. I open the door. I take off my shoes. I make dinner. Record it on your phone if you can. Then listen back and note 3 small corrections. Not to be harsh, but to learn. Do this for 5 nights.
And I'll add an extra challenge. Pick one social situation you'll try in English this week. A coffee shop small talk, a language exchange, or a chat with a coworker. Tell yourself, I'll use caveman mode if needed. Keep it light.
Before we go, a few fast troubleshooting tips in one quick list. 1. If you freeze, use a placeholder. 2. If you feel judged, remind yourself nobody's monitoring your inner voice. 3. If you over-edit, set a no-edit timer for 10 minutes. 4. If vocabulary gaps exist, describe the word. 5. Celebrate small wins.
And celebrate often. I still celebrate when I think a whole sentence in English without pausing. It's silly, but it reinforces the behavior. Reward the brain.
That's adorable. Okay, closing thought. Thinking in English is less about erasing your L1 and more about building a new, useful habit. It's like adding a new lane to a busy road. Traffic still exists, but now you have a faster lane when you need it.
Beautiful metaphor. And remember, the first time you drive in a new lane, it feels strange. After a while, it feels natural. Keep practicing.
Thanks so much for joining me, Arjun. Any final words for our listeners?
Just start small, be kind to yourself, and have fun with it. Your inner voice can be your best teacher if you let it.
All right, listeners, that's it. If you liked this episode, try the homework tonight. Tag us on social if you record your narration. We'd love to hear progress. I'm Ria Sharma. Stay curious, keep speaking, and see you next time on Fluent Inside Out. Good night.
Good night, and keep narrating. Bye.